sports garden, and May is a fantastic time, particularly early May, to see the contrast between the leaf shape, texture and colour. The flowers will start to appear on the roses very soon. They won't peak till the end of May, but if we look here in some of these borders, the 4 beds or borders that we've got here, we've got the silver grey leaf of the cardoons, the artichoke family. We've got the grass there, the miscanthus, coming up through the brunnera, that lovely blue flower. The thicker stems of the thalictrum there in the middle of the border, and the large cut-leafed leaves there of the macleia, which comes up, throws up tall spikes, which will get much, much taller than that. They in turn contrast nicely with the purple red of the smoke bush. And indeed there's lots more plants in here which contrast nicely. And then if you come back at the end of May, as I say, some of the roses, the old-fashioned roses, will be beginning to flower, particularly on this side, like Tuscany Superb, for example, a lovely rich wine-coloured flower, red one. We're now stood in our very contemporary stumpery, and I thought it'd be good to see how much this garden's developed and what it looks like in May, and currently early May. Lovely hosta there, Francis Williams. The leaves are well up now and unfurled. Lovely fresh foliage there, contrasting nicely with some of the hart's tongue fern. Lovely little tiarellas there, the American sword fern as well. Mixed with that, there's still lots of flowers on the epimediums, amber queen, so we've got some yellowy and amber coloured epimediums, as well as the lovely blue forget-me-not like Omphaloides, another great plant. The tree ferns also are a nice structure within this area. We've given it a very thick mulch this year, which you can hopefully see as I do this. A nice thick mulch of mushroom compost to keep the moisture in and to improve the soil as well. We've got a number of roses on this real sun trap here, up by the terrace and the Jocelyn border. We've got Lady Hillingdon, for example, this rose, which was pruned and tied back. We've really found it out against the wall. These have appeared exceptionally early this year, because of course it is such a lovely sun trap with this weather. But they also contrast nicely with some of these other roses here, but also plants like Euphorbia polychroma. You don't see it that often, but what a lovely plant that is, that lovely fresh green, lime green and gold in there as well. Again, contrasting nicely with the golden fuchsia, the promise of the agapanthus to come just next door, and Allium Christophii, again just starting. So we've got lots to enjoy for the whole of this month just along this wall itself. I thought it'd be good to look at this area as it is now, early May, because this will be looking good for the whole of the month. We've got plants like the rhubarb family, the Rheum palmatum, looking really good and architectural. We've got the shuttlecock fern there, lovely and fresh green foliage, contrasted with the Euphorbia griffithii dixter with those orangey red bracts and the lovely red stems on it as well. And contrasted again, if I stand up here, on the Carangischoma palmatum, this plant here, which looks quite, well, it does have interesting foliage, but later on in the summer we'll have lots of lovely yellow bell-like flowers on it, just here. Here we are next to St Andrew's Well, and I think this place is particularly magical during May and June as well. I mean, look at the freshness of the growth here. Constant supply of water, plenty of sunshine as well. Whether it's just the straightforward and quite tough Hosta subaldiana, or the variegated iris there. We've got some marsh marigolds in there, and these almost corrugated leaves of the veratrum, this leaf here, which will get even bigger. And I just like that contrast in the undulating leaf just there. Other plants which stand out within this border, we've got the big Osmunda regalis, the big royal fern there coming up, a large regersia next to it with those sometimes almost horse chestnut type leaves, quite a rusty colour that one. And standing out over on the other side, more of that lovely Hosta Francis Williams, but also a nice bright red Acer garnet, which is a particularly good cultivar of Acer, suitable for most garden locations, and particularly peaceful and nice, I think, with the gentle sound of the water, the lovely sound of the wren in the background, and the Lady Chapel of the cathedral just behind. We looked at some of the plants up here in the Arboretum last month, but certainly at the start of May you've got these lovely pheasant's eye narcissus here. Again, quite early this year, but they tend to look good for a couple of weeks at the start of May, along with the wild garlic as well. We're up here in the quiet garden, and last month we were looking at the masses of tulips, the red shine and the little beauty. This month it's absolutely full of the English bluebell just there, and also Gladioli byzantinus here. Lots and lots of these lovely early gladioli, which are gradually, like the bluebells, naturalising through this area. To try and extend the interest in this area, we've also planted lots of herbaceous geraniums, and also oxeye daisies as well. Joe is our community gardener and has a number of volunteers and groups which help look after this lovely area, and one of the big jobs in the first half of May is to create a lot of these structures, which my team have also helped Joe to do. A lot of the wild flowers will grow through this that Joe's growing, and a lot of the vegetables as well. So the sweet peas here grow very well through this structure, and some plants like cosmos, for example, will grow very well through this. Lots and lots of flowers which will be used for cut flowers later in the year, but also behind me sort of structures that you'll probably recognise for things like runner beans. Although there's still a risk of frost in May, and certainly traditionally it would have been the third week of May that most people would have put out the more tender vegetables, for example, like runner beans, we'll probably start, or Joe will start, putting out some of the cut flowers and vegetables from the first to the second week of May. As I say, sometimes there's a risk, so it's worth having a bit of fleece handy just in case you need it. A lot of the cut flowers and the vegetable plants, once they've been propagated and potted on from our lovely large greenhouse, they come out here into the cold frames for 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully no more than that, which is just enough time to harden them off, to get used to the colder temperatures out here, and hopefully be strong enough to be planted straight out into the garden.